أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي من أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء. وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. صدق الله العظيم. So all my prayers are for God to make my words good for the video, and also uh, to protect my video in the sense that it doesn't just get erased, deleted, and suppressed, and all that. Like people who are doing a lot of stuff to me are the kind of people who do suppression. They got the kind of money to do suppression, so they just pay Facebook to make a change. We need you to make a change. So one of the things that Facebook made a change on that I feel was directly because of me and what I'm doing was like probably 6 months to a year after I started publishing on Facebook everything about fractal field theory. It's a page, facebook.com/make oil worthless. That's what I named it. And they made it, Facebook made it right away so you could change the date of any post. And it's really hard for even the feds to get that information. It has to be like a big court, and it costs a lot of money and all kinds of stuff in order for them to figure out, oh, it was changed on this date. So they actually do have the original date, but they just don't share it, I guess. Something like that. So they changed dates and stuff. But I wanted to talk about something I'm going through right now. Something I'm going through right now, which is like something they commonly do. For the past 15 years, like every lady I meet to try to get married online is a setup. For the past 15 years. And there are different kinds of setup. But the main thing is take all his money and make him go crazy. That's the main. I think that's the main motivation of it. Take all his money that she'll always start asking me for money all the time. And let's say for 1 year there was a girl. I thought she was right. She was Somali. Her name was Zaytun, and I thought she was cool. She lived in Kenya, something like that, and for like a whole year, I paid for her rent, her everyday stuff, and we were even gonna start a business together. I was gonna give her some money to start a business because she had a business that she shut down after the divorce she had. She sold women's clothing and like beauty supplies, and I was like, well, let's start that. Let's restart it. You got me, I'm your man, or whatever. And I'm paying all her bills and stuff, craziness. And the proof of it is something happened. So after a whole year, I'm paying for everything. And then I told her I'm not going to pay for anything anymore because I got a kid to take care of. I got to pay his child support. I got to do this. And I can't actually even marry you because to me, I figured out if that means I have to go all the way to another part of the world. And then I have to leave my son. And for my son, that's really hard. He would struggle with that. Because there was a time when I was out of town and he didn't really know about it. In the 2023 collar thing, I wasn't really out of town all the way. I was trapped in the house, but I couldn't see him for 2 months. When I finally saw him again, because we see each other every other weekend, so every other week, end, which is only like 2 hours for me on one day. But anyway, he got really mad when I finally got back to see him. He was really mad. He didn't even talk about it. So I started talking to him about why I missed the visitations, and at the same time, I felt bad about something else I knew. This is the thing about having knowledge, and like it's sad just to know it. But like 60%, something like 60% of all divorced men within 2 years of marriage completely disconnect from their children. 60%. That's 60 out of 100. So that's a lot. That's the majority. Within 2 years of a divorce, they never talk to their kids ever again. Even after, like, maybe the ex-wife, the mom or whatever, she might have died even. Well, the father still doesn't want to talk to the kid, doesn't want to know the kid. That's that's crazy to think about. But because of that stat and other stats similar to it, if you look at my stats in the sense that I've been divorced 5 years, I've never missed a single visitation ever on purpose, unless I was in jail and I couldn't get out, or I was trapped in these people's house or whatever. But I never missed a visitation on purpose, and so it's shocking to me. What? There's guys that would they don't even want to know their kids. That's like mind blowing, mind explosion. I can't even understand that. I can't understand it. What does it mean I can't understand it? Like, you try to figure out why somebody would do this or why somebody would do that. I can't even come up with a why for it. That makes no sense. It costs you no money. The government pays for it, especially if you have no money. They pay for my visitations, which are, I think, 200. It's $100 an hour, basically. It's as much as like a doctor gets paid. And so if I'm there for 2 hours, they have to pay 200. And then they made it like only an hour and a half, because the other half an hour getting the visitation, mom dropping off the kid, and then them bringing the kid to me or whatever. So they figure it's 2 hours. Then they says I think it got more than 200. So it got to like 300 or 400. I'm like, man, I'm glad health insurance pays for it, because I used to pay it before. It's like I was at a different visitation place where they kind of just didn't like me, and it's more of that like discrimination stuff, and they kept making me pay for it. And then like if I'm late 1 week or something, they get on my case about it all the time. They start like making it a big deal. But I had to leave there because the guy who's watching me and my kid, he had this addiction. To be honest, he had this emotional addiction. Whereas, he used to like to talk loud to me a lot, like I'm the stupid little kid in front of my kid. He liked to do that. I don't know why he liked to do that. I think some psychologist has to explain that. So I would say, hey, my kid wants to play a game over there. Can we go outside and play a game? And he's like, you can't always do this and this and that. What are you talking about? You can't do it, can't. He could have just said that in a simple way, but he just wants to make it look in front of my own kid that he's yelling at me. And it's some kind of addiction he has. Because there's no reason to do that. He could say, oh, now's not the time. You gotta wait for playtime. But no, he makes it a big freaking deal or whatever. It's ridiculous. Only thing I could think of is a lot of people ask him the same question like all the time, and that's why it makes him mad. Like he hears it all the time. Like, well, what's wrong with people? He probably thinks. I don't know. I don't know why he got so mad. But he did it multiple times, so it felt like he's always just trying to like it's almost like he's mad that I come to visit my kid, because he knows the stats. So like I'm Islamic and he was Jewish. He was an Israeli Jew, and it's like he doesn't want me to see my kid, or he wants me to like when I do see my kid, he wants my kid to think I'm a piece of crap person. So he keeps talking bad to me all the time. Like I'm always in trouble with him. So I got to the point where I would never talk to him. My son would want something. I'd be like, I didn't even want my son to go through that. I'd be like, yeah, in a little bit. I'd say something like that. We'll do that in a little bit. Let's do this first. But it's kind of weird, the kind of weird attacks that happen. Like right now, like I tell people, like over the past 15 years, every lady I meet online for marriage through an app is a setup. And I'm like, okay, I think I've been in this way too long. I think now the time is up. Okay, now I can move on with my life. Like it's funny for people to think you've been waiting 20 years just to hook up with somebody. Yeah, because they're all every single one is a setup. The only girl I ever married was a $10 billion operation. And I kind of knew it, and I told people about it in videos. I kind of figured it out, like, this is too good to be true, and all these other things were set up. What are the odds of this happening? It's not very likely. She's probably set up too. Like, oh man, and you get hopeless. It sucks to be that hopeless. So then I'm like, I'm just gonna go get married and have sex and all this and be normal for a while. And the best case scenario is they'll just kill me and steal everything I ever owned. And people have to think about that. Like, for me to go get married, my best case scenario is I'm just gonna get killed and they're gonna steal all everything I ever owned. But they won't get fractal gear field theory. They can't get that because they don't have what these other people did. End of 2023, which is a legal system that allows them to overrule and take your inheritance because they were your medical support. That's kind of how it is. Like if somebody's your medical support for like 5 years or something like that, um, and then you die, they get to they have legal rights to take all your inheritance. And there's like a time frame thing. That's why they wanted. That's why they tried to make my murder take 3 months. That's what made it hard for them because also I know what they're doing. I understand what they're doing, so I also can make it harder for them. But it's kind of weird. So, like every lady I ever try to hook up with is always a setup and a op. And so I have this lady right now who's supposed to be in the military. I just said to her right now, like, because I talked to her about this before. I said, you can't keep asking me for money because supposedly she's in the military and they pay her somehow. See, this doesn't even make sense. They pay her somehow in her United States bank account that she can't access when she's in like Cuba and now she's in Syria and it's like what? But she came back to the United States supposedly for 2 weeks, and I'm like, oh, she has access to her money there because she says she has like 300,000 in an account somewhere. Uh, but she can't access it while she's in the military, which sounds crazy to me all by itself. It sounds wrong, not true. So the whole thing is adding up to being like just a setup. And what I just told her, uh, like she's really connecting to me like more than anybody. But what I told her is, you were in America and you said you have all that money in the bank account. You could have got a bunch of money, and I already figured out if you keep asking me for money after you go back to the military, after you just came to America where you have all this money that you somehow can't access, you're a setup right away. Like you were just there, and then you were in America too. While you were in America, I was like, well, we need to talk now. We haven't talked ever. If you're in America for 2 weeks, you can call me now. For some reason, you couldn't call me before because you're in the military or something. But you can call me now. But in 2 weeks, you never called. Like, what's that all about? And in my mind, I was like, she's a setup then. So there's two things. She comes to the United States, but she doesn't talk to you, and she doesn't get the money that's supposed to be hers. Those two things add up like she's a setup. She's just with you just to keep taking your money, and she's not even real. She's probably not even a human. She could be AI. And I have never even seen her, and we never talked on the phone. So it's going on almost 2 months now, and I keep trying to break up with her, and then I keep feeling bad for her. I keep feeling bad about it. Like, you're doing this to a real person. Like, you messed up a real person. Man, what the heck? But, like, people have to look at my whole entire past history. Like, I've been through this before. And I know how you guys play I know how these people play the game. And what I told her was, wouldn't this be the smartest attack and one of the most successful attacks to prove that I'm not really as the smartest person. I'm really a stupid idiot, and that I'll never be able to forget that after I keep spending money on someone who I've never seen and never talked to, and she keeps asking me for money, and I give her enough money to make it where I can't live, and then she turns out to be a scam, and then she never called you when she did have a chance to call you. So either if she is real, she doesn't really like you, but most likely she's not even real because of the how much she always texts about loving me so much. Like like it's like mad love. It's the kind of mad love that an AI would say because AIs know how to act like us. Uh, or like it's a setup. It looks like a setup because like how come you and you still talk like that now? But you've been in the United States for 2 weeks. You could have called me any time at that time for like half an hour, whatever. We never talked, and then that by itself could have been a big mistake on your part because it's just like killing the whole relationship. It's making it seem completely. completely a setup. Like, and I'm like, why is this a setup? Like, there's some setups that are just like, they're just about money. It's a lot of scam people, but they give up on you right away. But people don't know that we've been fighting about how I think she's a setup for like 3 months straight. And I'm like, if she was a setup, she should just quit right after that. But then I got to thinking, oh, what if there's like contests and competitions? Like, I bet you can't keep him for a whole month. I bet you can't make him give you like 500 this month, and I bet you can't do this, and I bet you can't do that. And then they keep like making it into a game to make her increase, and she keeps trying more and more. And she might not be a she, it might be a he, or it might be a robot or a computer. You never know. How do you know? So I'm like, last thing I said to her is, you keep asking me for money. We already talked about this. I can't give you money until I know who you are. Because and then I basically told her this is like a great attack on me because one day you might turn out to be a scam, and then I have to remember that forever. Like, dude, you kept giving a fake person, an AI who pretends to be a lady that wants to marry you. You kept giving her $400 a month, man, and you lost your car, you lost your house, you lost this, you lost that. What? And she's not even real. And then you never forget that. You never forget that. It's the perfect attack because it's the kind of attack that'll just stick with you forever. Like, even if it fails, you're gonna get hurt no matter what. You're damaged big time with this. We can damage you big time. That's the thing, and it's kind of messed up. It's a messed up thing to do because when ladies ask a man for money, you always, as a man, you always feel like that's what you're supposed to do. That's why she's hooking up with you anyway. She's in it because you're a provider, you're this, you're that. It's annoying to try to figure out because, like, nowadays we live in the age of AI. I'm like, what if that is an AI setup? They're like, they've been trying this with real women for a long time and it kept failing, but it still was mentally damaging for a long time. Like, if you pay somebody's bills, all their bills for a whole year, and then that person is just a setup to begin with. Like, how do I know the lady named Zaytun? How do I know she's a setup? Because Zaytun, they know Zaytun is my favorite word. It's my favorite, one of my favorite longest verses of Quran. All of these things, and it's the city I was born in. I was born in Zaytun, in Egypt. But what am I trying to say? It's just weird how they do these attacks. But after she left, she never had my email. She should have had my phone number. She should have had everything. She had all this access to phones and internet and all this stuff. I was helping her set up a business on the internet because she was gonna use the internet to reestablish her business and stuff. So the whole thing is just like, it's obvious to me. It's obvious as a scam. And then the only reason why it wasn't damaging to me is because I kept staying in a known scam, just because I want to see how they play. I want to see how they do. Like, I knew it was a scam because, like, this lady, if I'm paying all her bills, doing all her stuff, and if it's for real, she should have my email, my phone number, everything. Because she needs to pay more stuff all the time. She should have everything, but she doesn't. So that's why it's an obvious scam. Not just that, but other reasons. But this scam right here is like, would be like really, really damaging, man. You fell in love with a fake person. It's not even a real person. She was here in the United States. She didn't even call you. Because you said if you wanted to call, you guys could have did a video call. You could, like, you need to call to know that you like somebody for real. You need that real personal connection to know that you like somebody. Why would I want to continue a relationship for 3 months with someone I never even met, and especially at a time when they could have came and met me? We could have met at any time. Like, to be honest, wherever she is, she was in America. I could have took an airplane, went over there. We could have went out, went to eat, whatever, get to know each other. Like, you're trying to get married. You're talking to get married, right? Or you're not trying that at all. What's really going on? It's confusing to me. So, like, I just want to walk out of the relationship. And then only thing that's keeping me in it is, like, maybe you're wrong, Sharif. Maybe the girl you're trying to hook up with is just retarded. Maybe she's actually retarded. And then at that rate, I'm like, I don't want to be with a retarded person for the rest of my life. That's the weird thing. And I talked about a lot of ops on me and how they operate. Right now, I don't want to repeat them, but one of them in another video, it's probably posted. If somebody comments that it isn't posted and they don't know the story, I'll remake that video. But my old childhood best friend somehow like tried to reconnect with me after like 30 years. We hardly ever, well, almost never talked. But that's not all the way true either, because I knew where he worked for those 30 years, and I used to go visit him all the time. But the strange thing is, the clear thing to me is he never took my number. He never tried to call me, and I always knew where he worked, and then I always took his number. But the thing is, he never really made an effort to communicate. So then he keeps blaming the separation on just me. But I knew where he worked, and I kept